In this video, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions' new running back, Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson was a sleeper pick for the Detroit Lions. They were able to get him late in the draft, but he has been slept on not only throughout the draft, but since college. Yes, in Maryland, he was very slept on by the Maryland Terrapins, even though it was their running back. When you look at his numbers, they will blow you away. The problem is he doesn't have a lot of attempts. He only had 15 carries in 3 games his entire career with Maryland. Multiple times he did not start as the running back, but when you look at his numbers, you'd be like, how in the world did this guy not start? That's a great question. A lot of Maryland fans want to ask the same question, like, why in the world was this guy not getting as many attempts as other running backs with the Maryland Terrapins? In his freshman season, he averaged 7.1 yards per carry. 7.1, yes, I said that right, on 35 attempts. Now, not many attempts, you may say. Okay, so that's very easy, right? Only 250 yards. But as a sophomore in 2016, this man had 110 attempts, and he averaged 9.1 yards per carry. That's 100% real. 9.1 yards per carry. This man was almost getting a first down every time he touched the ball. That is how crazy Ty Johnson was throughout college. He only had 110 attempts, and he had 1,004 yards. On 110 attempts, he had over 1,000 rushing yards. That's ridiculous. Compare that to his junior season, where he took a little bit of a dip. He had 137 attempts, 6.4 yards per carry, 875 yards. You can't say that's a bad thing. It wasn't as good as his sophomore season, but it wasn't bad. Then as a senior in 2018, 66 rushing attempts, 7.7 yards per carry, and 506 yards. So it wasn't like it was a fluke. This guy did it his whole entire career with Maryland. Compare 2016, his sophomore season, where he was absolutely ridiculous, where this guy was getting no love. This guy wasn't starting at times. Only had 15 carries 3 times in his career. Compare that to the man that finished second in Heisman voting in 2017, Bryce, who averaged 8.1 yards per carry. Yes, 1 yard less per carry than a guy named Ty Johnson that no one talked about. Now, I understand Bryce actually had 2,100 rushing yards. And the reason I'm bringing up Bryce is because, 1, he was in the Heisman race, and 2, I really wanted Bryce. This was a guy that I thought would fall in the draft, which he kind of did, and I was like, the Detroit Lions could take him because he's still very talented. The reason he fell is because of injuries. Now, for Ty Johnson, he doesn't have that problem. So that's one really good thing with Ty Johnson. He didn't fall because of injuries. He just fell because this guy was slept on his entire career at Maryland. He was slept on throughout the draft, and the Detroit Lions got a steal of a pick. And I'm comparing him to Bryce. Now, obviously, Bryce had more attempts. He had more yards, so he had a bigger sample size to look at. But when you look at the entire sample size for Ty Johnson, it's not his fault he didn't get that many carries. He can't control when he's in the game. The fact is, what we see is most of the time he was at least getting 7 yards per carry. Throughout his career, he was consistently over 7 yards per carry. This guy was insane. 9.1 yards per carry on 110 attempts is not any kind of fluke. That's ridiculous. So when we talk about Ty Johnson falling in the draft, the Detroit Lions select him. Okay, this is a great pick. This is just a fast guy, right? He's not going to help us out. He just runs fast. He may get a little roll here and there, but that's all he does. That's not true at all. Matt Patricia actually talked a little bit about Ty Johnson, saying that he is a vision runner. He shows his quickness, and he also can catch the ball out of the backfield. And that was like the key phrase right there for me from Matt Patricia. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's showing that he can do that. That means a whole bunch when we're talking about who the Detroit Lions are going to keep around at the running back position, who's going to get a role. Ty Johnson may be pushing himself into a role if he can catch the ball in the backfield as well, because as we know, Theo Riddick's main thing is I can catch the ball in the backfield, and I'm one of the best in the league at doing that. But if Ty Johnson can do that, mixed with 4.26 type of speed and the ability to play the running back better than Theo Riddick does, and Zach Zenner, it's kind of hard to keep him out of the conversation. So that's when I say his role can be very high. He could be at best a number 3 running back in 2019. He could even be the number 2 potentially, depending on injuries, depending on how C.J. Anderson does. But I would say at best number 3 running back. This guy could also be a kick returner, and we've talked about it. Okay, maybe he can be a kick returner because that's what he does well. Running backs can be kick returners. Now, I love Jamal Agnew at the punt return position. That's his thing. I would not put Ty Johnson there. But for kick returning, which they have done throughout the offseason, I would love to see Ty Johnson get some tries there. We tried with Amir Abdullah, didn't work so well, but Amir Abdullah's problem was he just fumbled too much. That's not Ty Johnson's problem. See, Ty Johnson's super fast, and when you think about a running back, it's the same, right? This is actually better for them because they get to catch the ball, they get to survey the field, they have blockers ahead of them. It's just like running out of the backfield, but instead you get more time to react. Ty Johnson can go crazy, and he was doing it in the offseason. He was showing the Detroit Lions about in 4 steps he was at his top speed, and he was absolutely flying, and he was making foot races multiple times, and as we know, he's going to win those most of the time. This dude has been outstanding throughout the offseason. We have been super excited ever since we drafted him. We found out how fast this guy actually was, and he has a big potential to have a big role for the Detroit Lions, not only in the future years, but also in 2019. I would not be surprised if he was our kick returner. And in the preseason, that's why I'm super excited. That may be the guy I'm most excited to see in the preseason. Everybody else is exciting. Amani's exciting. Tavai's exciting. Austin Bryant's exciting. Hawkinson's super exciting. All of these guys are great. But Ty Johnson, as fast as he is, with the potential to be a kick returner, I am super excited to see what they do. I'm assuming he will get tries at kick return during the preseason. Even if he doesn't do it during the regular season, they're going to give him some chances. But at the same time, with this guy's speed, his ability to catch the ball in the backfield and just run, and the numbers that he put up to be slept on his entire career, well, everybody better get woke because he's about to go off for the Detroit Lions in the near future. Super excited to see Ty Johnson. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, proud for watching, and I'm out.